Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Well, we got Virginia back. A little trip to Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm back, but I'm just not quite. I'm not quite right yet. I will tell you one thing about.
I called it.
What?
I called.
Yeah.
I called your
Yeah, you
mood.
kinda did, yeah.
I called everything you're about to say.
Yeah.
Well, we took those overnight flights. We took those late flights. I mean, I think our flight left Buffalo at 2:30 a.m., but it was late, so it didn't leave Buffalo till like 3 a.m.
We
Oh,
know
wow.
you so well. We called this to a T. You're gonna take a late flight. You'll be in here, but Mom is gonna be tired. She's not gonna be quite right. Tomorrow you'll be a little bit better, and then by Thursday, unbearable with zingers.
Yeah. That's what he's worried
That's what's
about.
gonna happen.
That's what he's worried about.
Thursday, cover your ass, boys.
Thursday, you might cry.
Yeah.
She'll be all rested.
So all day yesterday, though, you were back in early in the morning, but then you tried to sleep and catch up.
Right. Well, we got into Fort Lauderdale while you guys were doing the show. You had already started the show. And so we were driving back, and I was just out of it. It is weird. It is, and it was just stressful. And it's weird for the kids.
Throws you off.
Yeah, it throws you way off.
The end of a vacation or a getaway like that, the last 20 hours of it, I want to get home. I start to get anxiety.
Yeah, it's tough.
And there was so much, it was such a whirlwind of a trip that everything happened so fast. And we were running and running from here to there, do this and do that, and squeeze everything in. Like, I'm literally exhausted. I haven't walked that far in a long time. Like, I'm out of shape.
You're training for Beard Fest.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll happen on a vacation where you're just kind of like trying to do your thing and trying to get, you move around so much. I now try to get back and give myself about a day of downtime just to kind of like chill, get
That's
caught up.
smart.
Both of you left the area for a little trip. I got to follow suit here and do this shit.
Where are you going to go?
I don't know. Got a lot of options.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are your options?
I've been to the Pizzle.
He doesn't have a lot of options.
Yeah, obviously, whatever. I do want to go to St. Augustine for some ghost
Okay.
tours and ghost hunting, but I mean,
That could be fun.
that would be fun. You guys are more than welcome to go.
I've heard it's really mellow.
It's mellow. I'm going there for ghost reasons. I don't know if you would like that.
Who you taking?
My ghost team, no big deal. I have an official one.
I would definitely recommend for you. You need to go to where I was.
Savannah.
Up in Savannah, Georgia. Because it's got a little mix of both. You got the ghosts like crazy. If you like any kind of history, they got that. And then the bars are good.
I'd love it. I
Yeah.
really would.
They've got like a whole great bar district. I mean, you can seriously do some good bar hopping there, and it's easy and convenient. So you get a little bit of both. I've been in St. Augustine. When I went and hung out there, I was with somebody that wasn't a big drinker, so we didn't really have the bar hopping thing. But I was kind of like out of the corner of my eye, like looking, be like, okay. I didn't see a lot of like bar options. It didn't have that feel.
Okay.
Like it had an area.
So BYOB.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, it's kind of depressing, like drinking in a hotel room. Like,
Really?
yeah.
That's how I get by.
I've never been a huge fan of that. It just feels like we can't do anything better than this.
When
Like,
we were in Oregon, that's all I did was drink in the hotel. I was like, I was drinking. But that's because
sounds so sad. It sounds like,
it
sounds like No Country for Old Men. He's just always staying in
you're hiding out.
motels, and you're just sitting there with your legs kicked up.
It
in a
wasn't that bad.
Dingy motel.
I was with you half the time.
He's probably listening to sad music.
Oh, that's a given.
He gave me the
Oh,
slip
my
a few
God.
times so he could go hang out in his hotel room by himself.
I don't like big buildings. Sorry.
Well, with Virginia back, we talked about yesterday the best 4 bars in rap history. We're going to be doing some of those. Songs on stage, we always do the cocktails and karaoke thing that we love doing, where we just go up and just kind of like do sing-alongs. It's kind of like a house party if you took over the music and all that kind of stuff. We just go up there and drink and sing and have a good time.
It's good because the last time we did it, people were actually getting up there and trying to be a part of it.
It was fun. It was so much fun. I love quick karaoke like that. That's a blast.
Yeah, some people have thrown in some ideas, like Jay Money from the Fort Lauderdale. Maybe we'll save this for when we come see you at the Blue Martini there on Sunrise. Like Eminem, Lose Yourself. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms and heavy. There's vomit on a sweater already, mom's spaghetti.
Yeah,
You know
it's a
that
great one. Oh, yeah.
Throw that into the mix. So nice call on that, J Money.
Jay Money needs to come out to one of our events.
Right?
Yeah, I was saying honestly, Blue in the Fort.
Don't email it to us.
I think
come out and
2
join
weeks
us.
away.
I think Jay's up in Fort Pierce, isn't he? Not Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure
why
he
you
is.
got to put Pierce or Lauderdale because it is confusing. You can't just say the Fort.
Yeah, the Fort. I'm pretty sure he's up north.
Got a couple forts. Got to be more specific, J Money. Also, Amanda, talking about the Defiant Ones the other day. I was very entertained by all of you trying rap along with early 90s rap, and I was cracking up. But the reason I'm writing is because if you're interested in the backstory behind Dr. Dre, NWA, also Jimmy Iovine, you should really watch the Defiant Ones on HBO.
That's the documentary I was telling you about where Dre talks about how he would beat women and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was reading up on Dre. I'm surprised of his past.
That you told me that, and I was kind of shocked that it wasn't just one bad incident that happened.
Yeah.
One bad night
No.
full of regret. No, it was several different incidents and several different women that he had beat up.
He
Yeah.
beat the shit out of a DJ that he apparently thought that she crossed him over. Or,
A female DJ.
in front of people. He barged in and put her hand. According to everything I've read, and people without a doubt, they said, oh yeah, it's real. It's been well
There
documented.
was witnesses
Yeah.
in a club.
Yeah.
And he's even said it. You played a clip of him talking about how you should never hit a woman. And when, in my past, I was a different guy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's
I
horrifying.
just never heard of that with Dr. Dre.
No. They somehow kept it way under wraps. But, yeah, it's out there. Said it was a great show, very informed about how the music industry truly works. I love that kind of stuff. HBO does good stuff. Talked about before the one that Foo Fighters had done. And
So good.
That was such a great documentary that I loved.
The one you need to watch is the one with Frank Sinatra. It's a two-parter. It's so good, man. And then the George Harrison one's amazing as well. They make everybody look so interesting.
Got a lot
Although
of
they
good-
were
yeah.
already interesting anyway.
Got a lot of good stuff to watch. So appreciate all the suggestions. Yeah, my list is long.
I didn't know Frank Sinatra was down and out, and his career was in the shitter.
Really?
And
No way.
he had a major comeback, I believe his late 30s, early 40s, and had a massive comeback again. But he was
Really?
down and out, and his career looked to be over at one point.
It's kind of interesting. Okay. One thing to not watch is the Planet of the Apes with Marky Mark. Christy said, Jason, stop telling Kevin to watch the Planet of the Apes with Marky Mark. That one was awful and total bullshit. The new reboot, even though the storylines has been rewritten, is amazing and has tie-ins with the old series that is greatly appreciated by true fans. But the Mark Wahlberg version was a disgrace. Don't waste your time, Kevin.
What are you talking about? It's a good flick. It's a good, all right, what do I know about Planet of the Apes? Apparently not much.
No, they're just saying.
Thought it was a good movie.
Don't
That was
listen on
good,
that one.
Virginia.
Joey said, hey, heard you guys talking about things you're better off not knowing, and the topic of hotel rooms and black lights came up. I got addicted to watching a series on YouTube called Another Dirty Room. This group purposely goes into the crappiest motels out there and goes through all the nasty shit found there. It's disgusting, hilarious, and intriguing. They even try to guess what bodily fluid they find and how it got there.
Oh, I gotta watch that. That sounds awesome, but horrifying.
YouTube, Another Dirty Room
Okay, I love it.
is the name of it. Bree said, I've been a diehard fan for 11 years, never miss an episode, and I was out of the country on a Holy Land tour, and I'm now catching up. So I was listening to the May 23rd show Friday on the podcast app as y'all were discussing bread from the snack pack. I'm listening to Jason say that he had not heard from bread in a bit, and someone said, maybe he's toast. At that exact moment, I'm stopped at a stop sign in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, and I see the sign and the attached picture. Without the bread of life, you're toast. What are the chances? I laughed and I took the pic.
That's weird. I
That
love
is
it.
weird.
Not intending to send it to y'all, but just for myself. Well, the thought that I needed to send it to y'all won't leave me now for 3 days. I put it out of my mind, but something brings it back. A divine message or a coincidence? I think a coincidence, but just in case it's a message from the good Lord, I didn't want to be the one to fail to deliver it.
It's so weird because I swear to you on everything. Last night, I was totally thinking about bread from the snack pack and how I have not heard from him in so long. And the last time we talked about him was on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
So he was on my brain literally last night.
Are you sure he's still with us?
No, I'm not. I have to really actually look this up now. Okay, that's that to me is a message. I gotta look out for bread.
It's
Time to
come
check
to you
in on-
several
yep.
times. You better check on your friend.
Time to check in on bread. Yeah. Talking about the funeral stuff, Jaybird, you'd sent me this note about somebody having a funeral, and they're actually planning for their own. They're like mapping it out, and they're even writing their own songs that they want played at their funeral.
Yeah, one of my cousins up in the old Rhode Island area, they're already planning on, they're not sick or anything, but they're writing basically their own soundtrack to their funeral, and they want it played when they die. But the only thing is, it's their voice playing at their funeral. And some people in my family think that's a little self-absorbed. What do you
It's
got?
a little creepy to be at a funeral and hear the voice of the dead guy, and he knew
That'd
when he
weird me out.
recorded it that this was going to be played at his funeral.
That weird me out.
That would weird you out, but
Yeah.
okay, do you honor that if that's what someone wants? I think you have to, right?
I would be like, why do you want to weird everybody out?
Some
Be
people,
like, I'd be
it's
like,
been like the weird people out, kid.
I guess so. I'd be like, what's your deal? I'm like, you're going to weird everybody out. Everybody's going to be like feeling awkward, and they're like going, okay, this is just not sitting well with me. At least I know me. I mean, I guess maybe to each or some people might be like, this is just beautiful. But I would freak me out.
I kind of like the way, like they're going out, kind of, trying to weird people out. If you were, because you're going to be a big part of my funeral.
Like it or not.
What if you had?
Gosh, I hope I go first.
What? No, you're not. You will not.
If you find out he's died, you immediately off yourself.
Do you hate?
Probably, yeah.
Do you
Gotta
hate
go.
if I have this in part of the program? I have you come out holding my urn, but then you trip and the urn falls, but it's just a backup urn, and you go, Jaybird.
It's like full of flour.
Jaybird just wanted to do one final joke for you guys. He's up there laughing, or he's down there laughing.
He's down there laughing.
I don't know where I'm going, Virginia.
Ha, sizzle, sizzle.
Do you like that? Is that a good move? Or I think people at my funeral would be like, it's all right, Bird.
Oh,
You
Bird.
got
Oh,
it."
Bart. It's just Bird being Bird.
Then Ann yells at you.
I think I would want a video of you being like, hey, don't be mad at Kev. That was just part of the fun.
We'll have that.
Here I am. I'm dead, obviously, and you guys are still here.
Would that be creepy, though? Would that freak people out? Jaybird wanted to play this video.
That kind of stuff I like better than somebody. Here's the thing. If you're being totally goofy and fun and funny with it, then that's a lot better than somebody who's like writing songs that are probably going to have like a morbid error, just a weird feeling to them. If they're goofy, like Weird Al kind of songs, yeah, if that fits that person's nature.
I'm not sensing a Weird Al kind of vibe with
No,
this.
then it's weird. Yeah, it's like you need to make everybody feel odd. Thanks, man. Everybody wants to go to a fucking funeral anyway.
Some people like to, leave them feeling odd.
I don't
man.
get that, man. Yeah. To me, I don't even think I want a funeral. Like, it's just, I mean, don't. Why even mess with it? It's like, okay, I'm done. The
You don't
body's
want a
seen.
funeral for you?
No. If anything, like, I think the best thing that I would like would be something where people come and tell stories and show some videos and stuff like that of things that I had done and just laugh and say, hey, I'm glad we had them when we did. And I don't want any sadness. I don't want
Sort
anybody
of-
to be bummed out.
Well, that's what they do at the funeral. I mean, they'll play videos if you want. They'll turn it into a little party if you want.
So we had a debate.
I would have it at a place. It wouldn't be a funeral home. Those places are freaking weird.
Well, we had the debate when my mom passed on. We're like,
Yeah.
do we have a funeral for her? And then we all were talking. Her house was her favorite place. She loved her house. She loved the backyard. She loved the living room.
Yeah.
So what we did was we just had a celebration of her life
Yeah.
at the house. You guys came
cool
to
with that.
it.
Yeah.
we did. That's right.
You did come to go to that.
It was catered. It was nice.
Oh yeah, Andy the Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aunt Ann still speaks of Andy the Alien.
They do great
and his
stuff.
family because they did. They
They're
brought
great
in all
people.
that food for us, and Ann was tickled pink.
Yeah.
They brought a lasagna.
I think Ann cried the most about the lasagna.
It really got her emotional.
I can't believe it. We get free lasagna. This is fucking great.
The kindness.
Yeah, that kind of stuff I'm okay with. But yeah, being in a funeral home with a dead body around and you're like there somber and solemn,
with
I don't
ya.
like that kind of stuff.
I can completely level on that.
I have not been to, I can't remember last time I went to a funeral. It's been a long time.
Not a big fan of the sad, crying funerals. I
No.
don't want, when I go, please have a party. Celebrate just.
So if it did have that tone and somebody's like playing music that they wrote that's got that tone like through the whole thing, I'm like, okay, how do you make a funeral worse?
And like the aunts are crying. Oh my God. That's terrible.
oh my
So
gosh.
sad.
Oh jeez. I'd be like, oh, it's just
But
the
that's
worst.
what they want, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. I honestly, I don't think I've been to a funeral in probably 25 years.
Really? No.
Yeah.
You've been to a funeral with us before, hasn't he?
When?
I have. I don't know if you have. I don't think you've come with. I don't know.
No.
You haven't come with me to any of them. I
No.
mean, unfortunately, we have to go to quite a few little smiles ones. that
Yeah.
suck.
And they're very sad. They are.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah, I don't. I'd rather find another place.
I get why people. If someone didn't want to go to my funeral, I get it, because just like what you're saying, doesn't mean you don't love them. You can have your own moment with that person. It's at that point you can show respect at any point you want to.
Some people, though, for them, it's like a traditional thing.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's like you have to show respect and you have to go. And it's for the older generations. I think maybe the younger generations don't look at it the same.
I think it's going to be different for everybody. There'll be young people too that say, you got to go show respect. But if you, let's say me and you, we have a relationship, and I told you, Kev, if you don't want to go to my funeral, I completely get it and I support that. We have our own thing going here.
Yeah.
You should be okay with
If somebody asked me, I would go, but I haven't been in a situation where somebody passed where they're like, "Hey, would you please go to this funeral?"
Well, you're going to make up for a lot of lost time at my funeral because you are busy.
I plan on dying first.
Nah, you're too healthy. You're the Bronc.
No, I don't know. I don't even think that matters anymore, honestly.
Well, if you're healthy,
Yeah.
I'm with. Look at Alan Thicke.
You can eat completely healthy.
Yeah.
You can take care of your body. I mean, sometimes if you're going to get it, you're going to get it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it really is crazy. It's so not fair.
I was talking to somebody yesterday who was telling me about this. Yeah, I got this friend of mine. She's in her early 30s. She runs a ton. She's like into the CrossFit and all that kind of stuff. Been for her entire life a health nut. She got lung cancer.
Yeah.
And you're like going, never smoked.
What?
I've
the
heard that before.
hell?
Yeah,
What the
there
hell?
was just a
Yeah,
story.
Right. What the hell?
What the hell's going on?
Exactly, yeah.
I just saw another story. Someone died, great shape, lung cancer, never smoked a day in their life.
How does that happen? Yeah, that's
The
kind of crazy.
The ones that freak me out are the health nuts that all of a sudden. There's this one guy, he just turned 39, walked off a plane, very healthy, died of an aneurysm out of the blue. That's the shit that scares me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and, when I was talking to the person, they were just, their thing was just the importance of time and how that is really the number one thing that you got to focus on in life is time, the appreciation of it, and what you do with it. Choosing your projects and everything that you do in life according to time, realizing it is the most valuable commodity that you have, and stop throwing it away. Stop feeling obligated by other people who want to guilt you into stuff. You need to do what you need to do with your time, and don't feel guilty about how you choose to spend it.
Because all that small shit you're worrying about today, it could be all over tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's just small shit you're
A lot of
worrying
requests will happen with work. You try to take off, and people want you to do a bunch of busy work stuff, and stay on your agenda, not on theirs. There's some
Amen.
valuable stuff. I was like, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really good point.
That is good.
110 support that theory.
Yeah. Really good strategy in life. Well, let me see. Other stuff we got coming up. Talking about saving time. Boy, I went to a concert on Saturday night at the amphitheater, and the line for the women in line, it's crazy. In fact, a lot of women now just run into the guy's bathroom. They'll be with the dude, and they'll take him in there, and it's not nearly as busy. But this is interesting. They've actually done research on this, on trying to make it better, and they say that if every bathroom at a stadium or a nightclub was co-ed, women's wait times would be slashed by 400%, from 6 minutes to less than 90 seconds. They say, of course, men's wait time would go up a bit, but they said no other scenario they experimented with helped reduce wait times as much, not even adding way more women's bathrooms to a place.
Huh.
Yeah, it's going to make everything, I guess, that way, and it speeds it all up. That's the strategy. So, got to worry about the future of bathrooms, what they're going to be like in this country. They're all going to just be like that, kind of like unisex. Everybody use whatever.
When in doubt, drop trowel and go to the woods.
What if you're not near the woods?
Well, cement.
So just shit anywhere.
In the parking lot?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Let me see. Other stuff going on here. This is an interesting thing that Whoopi Goldberg has come up with. She's prodding Disney to release the 1946 movie Song of the South. And that is a movie that apparently is pretty racist, especially by today's standards.
And she wants it released?
Once it released.
The
And
show?
There are lots of cartoons. And in fact, I think I even talked here on the podcast about like the Tom and Jerry stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That it was weird for me because as a kid growing up in the 80s, it was on and you would see stuff. The one thing that always stood out to me, and I knew there was probably my favorite Tom and Jerry ever, was one where Jerry was hitting him with a bunch of like eggs and stuff like that. For whatever reason, it just stuck in my head. And the whole thing where he stuck his head into a flower watering can. And there was dynamite in there, poof, and it exploded, and there was like a flower, and then his face was all black. Well, I didn't understand, as a kid what that all meant. But, that goes back to, obviously, there's racist intonations with all of that stuff. Didn't get it as a kid. And when I went back as an adult and saw it on one time, I'm like, oh, I remember this cartoon. And I had known the cartoon so well as a kid. When they edited that out, I was like going, oh, wow. That's
took
right.
it right
they
out.
cut that out.
So I was typing Tom and Jerry, and then I just put R, and immediately racist came right up. So there's a ton of shit on the internet about it.
Ton of racist things in Tom and Jerry cartoons, and a lot of cartoons from that era had a lot of racist hue to it. And Whoopi Goldberg, here's her thought on it. She says she wants all that stuff out. She doesn't want any of it being edited out because it will help people today, quote, here's her quote, talk about what it was and where it came from and why it came out. And, it's kind of interesting saying, look, let's not sugarcoat this. Let's not try to pretend like this did not happen in American history. It did. Our society was like this. And things were so bad for black people, and it was unbelievable that, in a sense, it's insulting to be like, oh,
it never
what do you mean?
happened.
That never happened. What are you talking about? Today, look at it, realize, and appreciate, because you're aghast with it. Just this last week at my church, they do this thing in the summer where they show different movies and they talk about, the lessons to be learned from it. And there was a movie, very fascinating. It has a cookie from Empire in it, and a couple other girls. And what it was about African-American ladies and the role that they played in sending John Glenn out into outer
NASA
space.
movie with the chick.
Yeah, Hidden Numbers, I think is the name of it.
Magnolia saw it, and she loved it.
It was really good what I saw from it. And there's a great lesson in it. And one of the things that's in it, Kevin Costner is in it. And the thing that they showed, and the reason why they showed it in our church, was to talk about, racism and how a lot of times society will give you rules that are clearly not right by the Bible, or not right by just what feels right, just being a good human being, and how messed up it was that it was a colored women's restroom. And only the colored women could go in there to use the restroom. And it showed they would have to run all the way across campus, and this would have happened at Kennedy Space Center. And she's running in the rain and all this kind of stuff. And Kevin Costner, who was like her boss and in charge of the whole thing, is like going, why do you keep disappearing? Where are you going? And she's like, well, I have to go to the colored women's restroom. And it's like all the way across campus, like a half a mile away. And he's like, I didn't even know you had to do that. He's like, that is horrible and that's awful. And then they show he goes in with a crowbar and he knocks the sign down. He said, there's no more white and black bathrooms. Everyone goes where they need to go. We're not doing that.
It's called Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm just like, that's really interesting because you see that, and it is. You need that there to show you, be like, oh my gosh, how horrible is that? Can you imagine that you had different places on the bus to sit? You had to drink from separate water fountains, different restaurants, just unbelievable. And you're just like, I think now today, at least for me, I see that, and you're like, you want to make sure none of that stuff is happening. Like, you just hope for total integration and that those things would never happen again. I think it's an interesting point that she brings up, saying, don't edit this out. We need to know that this is how it was. One, you can see where we've come from, and also, two, is to learn from it, because it shakes you to the core when you see that kind of stuff. You're just like, gosh, that's awful. How did anyone ever think that was the right way to
I want to
live?
see that movie, man.
Magnolia saw it.
I haven't seen it yet.
She said it was really good.
Yeah, I want to see the whole thing now, because it was, the acting and everything else about it seemed to be absolutely fantastic. And there's just a great social message in it. And unfortunately, some of those things still hang on. Maybe it's not totally completely dictated by our government, state, local, federal, but still, it still happens in our society. And, hopefully we can all take a note from that and be like going, yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? You got to get every little racist bone out of your body. And that's not the way to look at people by the color of their skin. So I thought it was really cool. So that's a little recommendation there for you. Let me see. Some people are asking about Jaybird's Daring Summer.
Really?
Yep.
People care?
Some people still holding on. Yeah, they're waiting for that. And I know we got to get that up and going. In fact, this week I want to really start doing that. I want to wait till Virginia got back, because she's kind of the liaison to make sure that it's all up and ready to go. But we've got a couple of things that we talked about. In fact, the first thing that we talked up there for raising money for Little Smiles was you running the Naked Mile, which we got to jump on that to try to make that happen.
So we'd probably do the Naked Mile probably next week, I'd imagine.
Well, I think we need to jump on it this week, according to the math that we need to do. So we need to get on it ASAP. Like it'd be something like we need to start trying to take the funds on that tomorrow and open that up, make sure the website's going and everything's ready for that.
And most important, where we can do it at, to where someone doesn't get arrested.
Don't worry.
Today,
No. When he said that you were in charge, that's when.
No, she's not
my
in charge.
worry
I'm not
I'll
in
take care of
charge,
it.
but we got ideas.
Yeah, it does not help my anxiety at all.
I'll get confirmation on that today. It's a quick question. I just got to ask somebody and make sure it's good. And then when I find out it is, then we can lock it in. So that might start up tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of work after the show here to try to get that taken care of.
Can I just get at least a heads up of the day we do it before we do it?
Yep.
I just want to make sure that I go in there a little bit prepared.
Oh, absolutely.
Nope, we're telling you 5 minutes before.
Well, that's just it.
no.
Because I just ate a fucking.
I'm just kidding.
I just ate 3 Strombolis.
You would know because we got to hit the money amount and all those kind of things.
You can't be naked after you eat Stromboli.
Hey, no, you're right. I need like 24 hours of a fasting.
You need to flush.
Yeah.
Other stuff we got going on Saturday for the post Beer Fest party. It's going to be happening at Double D's. Kicking around a couple of ideas on that front right now. Just to let you know, they're going to be bringing in a whole bunch of great craft beers. So if you're going to be going to the Craft Beer Fest and you don't get your fill of craft beer at Double D's, we're going to have Due South. We're gonna have Cigar City, their Florida Cracker. We're gonna have Magic Hat number 9. We're gonna have Cigar City's Highlight, which is one of my favorite beers. Funky Buddha Floridian, which is big. Goose Island, Quest of Chancellor is gonna be there, and they're gonna have a special on their chicken wings.
Oh,
Those chicken wings are amazing. I just had them on Saturday.
That's the real story, Coach.
Unreal. Like the meat falls off the bone, and they're flavored so well. And they're going to have the mechanical bull, and I think we're going to do a sexy bull riding tournament.
Hey,
Make sure you eat a shit ton of wings and drink a bunch of beer before you get on that bull.
don't eat a Stromboli.
Do not eat Stromboli.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we're talking about doing. So I think that might be. I think we're going to have a guy and a girl category.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
And we're going to be giving away Beer Fest tickets for life.
that's pretty cool. So from here on out, whenever we do the beer fest, you're going for free. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That'd be cool. So that's going to be 9 o'clock at Double D's on Saturday night. So make sure you come and join us for all that. All righty. I was going to do it here today. Got anything you want to throw in? Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com. You guys enjoy your Tuesday. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.